Hey everyone, PC Casual Gaming Net here. I'm back now. I just had to redo my stream lags a few times because it was giving me some issues, but we got it all sorted out. And I'm back. I have not streamed in a couple of weeks now, but I've been just primarily immersing myself in this game here. And here I am at the finale. Okay, I'm at the main story finale. And we're going to do that, so spoiler alert, if you don't want to see the final main story quest of the game, then, well, you can click to later in the video, which I'm sure once I post this on YouTube, that I'll have maybe a timestamp and whatnot, or something in the video description about that. Oof. Excuse me. That was an uncomfortable belch there. So I will be talking about my overall thoughts on the game. I do have some positives and I do have some criticism as well. And I'll just say my overall thoughts and whatnot. But nonetheless, I'm going to take a quick check before I head into the last little tidbit here. I don't think there's anything I need to do. I don't think there's any gear I want to swap out. I have all the skills that I have. I am going to be taking these four all level 21 here. These are kind of my bread and butter. I've had most of the game. There are some other characters you can see I haven't leveled up and whatnot just because I've been keeping them leveled up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. So Lady Dindrain, very early in the game, of course, and I just have really grown to appreciate her. And this is the type of build that I've used. It's more of a utility build with focuses on just her regular shoots and whatnot, and just increasing her range, increasing her DPS, and just using specific gear to help her. Do I really still not have better than that? Let me just take a quick glance again. Damage 10%, vulnerability, no, probably not. I'm just thinking, is there really nothing better than that for just damage? I just need straight damage for her. That's really what she needs. Each hit received, no. No. Are we lagging a little bit? What's going on? That's kind of interesting. Let me try minimizing that. Okay. No. I guess I just really haven't found anything. Movement skill, no. 3 damage against unarmored units, and then 3 damage for 2 turns for each kill. This might be a little bit better. I don't really need the extra movement, to be honest. She doesn't use a movement skill, though. If I had, like, dash, that would be actually really good. But the 3 damage for 2 turns for each kill is not bad. 10% damage reduction. See, like, these are not bad. They're just not great. I just like flat damage increases. Okay, hold on. Something's not right. I'm going to minimize that. Try this again. I just prefer flat damage. I don't like to rely too much on just randomness, you know. Range attacks deal maximum damage from behind cover. That's not that bad. She definitely likes cover because I've invested a lot into cover. That might be something worth doing. But I don't have range in my damage though. Yeah, I don't. While disengaged, +3 poison damage. That might be a little bit better. I mean, I'm just really... These aren't going to make or break this last battle. I'm just probably really overdoing it. Okay. Well, anyways. Sir Balin, he's good. This item is ridiculous. I don't think I found anything better for him. No, that's really good. And then Sir Balin, my ultimate killer here. They had to nerf the Vanguard class because it was just pretty busted, honestly. Pretty busted, I gotta admit. Okay. Anyways, let's get to it. We're wasting too much time. I have cleared every side quest on the game thus far that was available to me. And it left me at just exactly the right level to do the main thing. Which is kind of one of my criticisms, but I'll talk about that later.
Every step I took has led me
to this gate of the unknown.
I must enter a place where the void of the beyond
is wearing away this realm. This is where the final battle with Arthur awaits me. This is where
I will
save
Avalon.
So it's weird. It says the Lost. I'm sure there's going to be undead. But I can't imagine there's going to be Fomorian, but it doesn't show it there. I'm going to be kind of annoyed if there's no Fomorians, because I have some items that boost my damage against them, but... Oh well, like I said, it's not going to make or break. We're talking about min-maxing here. Let's just go do it. I'd appreciate the feedback on the audio, by the way. I do have the new Yeti microphone that I'm using, and it seems to be very responsive.
I never thought that it would come to this. It's not revenge that drives me, but my duty to save Avalon.
As a just king.
And yet I'm craving for this fight. I want to settle this once and for all.
Is this going to be just like a straight battle, straight to Arthur? Maybe. There you are, Arthur. My nemesis.
Mordred, my friend.
How desperate and reckless you must be if you are me here. I had my doubts, but it's really you then, Arthur.
Are you certain
About that.
Do
You seek the Arthur you used to know.
or the once and future king you've been chasing all this time?
Is there any difference?
Mordred, there's a huge difference. We all change, and still the past is a thorn embedded in swollen flesh.
That hurts us. It's always there. Do you want to tell me that there's an Arthur buried in the one who's talking to me?
He shattered my soul into pieces. Yes, I am one of them. But you must have realized that by now.
Can I talk to the Arthur I knew?
That was a smart idea, Sir Mordred. Thank you. If you call for me, he can stop me talking to you. Fortunately,
Are you really the Arthur I knew?
I'm your former companion and long-lost enemy, Sir Mordred. But we can't talk for long. I'm weak and very tired.
I'm a little skeptical, but how could you be weak? You look stronger than ever.
It is not me you see here. It's what I have become. An incarnation of the once and future king. In a present I tried to avoid and failed. So will you.
What are you doing? You are destroying Avalon.
I'm saving it, son. Oh, and that takes a huge effort. I might leave a scorched land behind, but the world is...
What are you talking about, you delusional buffoon?
Don't you understand? I'm still fighting. I'm trying to repel an endless army. I must defeat any more.
The lady has brought me here to destroy you.
The lady was wrong. She tried to stop me.
What is your
Are
plan?
you trying to make me talk, son?
Your demonic self is back, I see.
I'm not a demon, Mordred. I am King Arthur. What makes
I have a
you man
new
is the
purpose.
he chose to fight
And who
for.
gave you a new purpose in your afterlife?
Mordred, when you made a deal with Baelor back in Britannia,
The poison I put on my lance.
Indeed. It was a poison for some, a blessing for others.
Oh, wow. Did I get fucking tricked?
It is a very simple message. It says, I am coming.
Wow. Okay. No missions, no nothing. Let's see what he's got. Knockdown immunity. He's got cleave. He can summon reinforcements in 2 turns. He can put someone in a cage of bone. He can deal increased damage for 2 turns. He can pull you close to him. He can do a death bolt that causes weakness and poison, and they do reduce damage. And he's got stone shell. God damn. I mean, did you really expect anything different?
I serve the Lord.
Not really.
For king and country.
The Lord is my witness.
Alright, gotta hit him fast, hit him hard. Start with my boy. Okay, took off a good chunk there.
Blessings. Defend yourself.
Okay, so burned him and poisoned him, so he'll take damage and do less damage.
For my Camelot.
He's probably got 100% physical debuff resist, so no point in trying to, I swear, this skill, I invested points into it, became worth less and less as time went on, because the higher their physical debuff resistance right down here is, it just makes it so he's just going to resist this completely. It's a waste of time. So he's going to probably pull me towards him anyways, so I might as well get in for a hit. Alright, that works.
I fight for honor.
I can hit him from here and then just hold position. Okay. Just in case.
No mercy.
And then let me move you here.
Command?
That'll do. Let's see what he does.
Believe me, Mordred. If you truly wanted to save Avalon,
You would let me kill you by
now.
now. Of course. I'm glad. There are 4 Marines. Thank God. I'm just gonna go for the kill, though. I don't care about those guys. I can deal with them. He's probably gonna summon some Lost right now. Of course, the Stone Shell. Sharpen Weapon. That's fine.
No mercy for the wicked.
Let me get rid of some of his Stone Shell here. With my lady.
Time to
Mordred, you can get rid of some. I kind of want Mordred to deal the final blow, so I'm just gonna, if I can.
No mercy for the wicked.
Let's see.
I can take them all.
Okay, got it. It can't be that easy. There is no way.
Spear went too deep. Valor's curse poisoned Arthur's soul. The dragon of the Plunge
Of course.
has turned into a familiar.
Of course. Jesus Christ! A frickin' dragon. Okay. 6 by 4. That's a pretty beefy looking dragon. I love dragons. Huge cone-shaped area. Of course, everything's area. More reinforcements. Cone-shaped area. God damn.
Make up your mind.
The Lord is my witness.
Fucking Christ already. Okay, Lady Dindrain.
Country.
Let's see.
Kneel before your king.
I probably want to move out of the way. Oh, did those other Fomerians disappear? Yeah, they did. Okay, so I probably want to... I'm going to wait for him to get a little bit closer and go for the hit then.
At your service, my lord.
Got to spread out just a bit. I'm going to spread out a little bit. I think that's smart.
I fight for honor.
I serve the Lord.
Let's see, let him come to me.
Baylor was stupid to choose Raz's puppet. One simply can't trust Sir Mordred,
Oh.
treacherous bastard.
So he's telling me that Baylor, the Demon King, used me. Killed Arthur, poisoned him. Okay. That's it? That's all you got, boy? He takes up a fucking enormous space.
None can stand in my way.
No mercy for the wicked.
Okay. Can I take a shot at him? No? It's not immune to poison. God, look at that debuff resist. Absurd. I just want to reduce his damage just a tad, please.
What?
Look at these. I don't give a shit about those guys.
None can stand in my way.
Come on, Sir Mordred.
Your command?
I feel like I should save up a little bit. Four, let's see. These guys are gonna come at me this way, and those guys this way.
Choose between two evils. Kill me and destroy Avalon, or die and let this land be mine.
I suspect I won't have to kill these other guys.
Your command?
Oh. Oh. Oh, you're not liking that very much, are you? The different phases to this fight, that is crazy. Okay. That's how you want to do it.
Your command?
How the fuck did I take all that damage?
Blessings.
Oh, you gonna move again, buddy? back there. Wow.
I serve the Lord.
Can I fetch a kill here? Oh, come on, don't tell me. Dang, man. You serious? You're telling me I could have gotten the kill right there?
Blessings.
Alright, let's see what happens this turn. Oh, you died from the poison? That is hilarious.
All along. That was the real meaning of my agreement with the Lady of the Lake. And it doesn't stop here. And whoever follows you, Arthur, whatever crawls out of the darkness of the other world to devour this land, I will be here as a servant of the one and true Christian faith. I swear that I will turn this realm into a heavenly fortress, which will stand for eternity.
Goodbye, Arthur. Finish the mission.
Sir Mordred kept his promise. The once and future king is gone. Though Avalon has been ravaged by Arthur's nightmares, it prevails, for now. And for the first time in my long existence, I'm experiencing doubt and fear. I was so blind. Arthur brought Valor's poison to Avalon. He was the rot that withered my world. His soul was the sick light that guided Valor back. I fought the Fomorians once and banished them from my land. But instead of sheer force, Valor used deception. The demonic god is coming back from his otherworldly prison. Should I have trusted Arthur, regardless of what he had become? Does it matter now? I chose Mordred, and I will stand by my decision. The fight for Avalon is over. But the battle has just begun.
King Arthur Knight's Tale 2? The Dark Lord of Camelot. Crypt? What crypt? Okay, Neocore Games, contributors, voice actors, licenses, founding supporters. Sure. That's it, right? The endgame of the Chained God season. So I can collect soul fragments now. So this is like post-game, basically. Slave Fomorians drop a fragment of their souls that can be collected by stepping on their tile. That's what it looks like, I'm assuming. Still hold part of the malicious Fomorian essence. Picking up one bestows various debuffs on a hero based on the silver tool. They expire after 2 turns, not picked up, or at the end of the encounter are lost. Soul Merchant is located in Camelot. Collect soul fragments can be spent on powerful relics. Have unique enchants that get stronger as you acquire more Spire Shards. Does not refresh. All goods are visible from the start, so you can plan ahead. Fomorian Spires on missions and conjure hurricanes. Okay, Spire Shard. That's separate from these. To empower your relics. Okay. 22, 21, 21, 21. Okay, let's see what I got. 10 damage while outnumbered. Not bad. Immunity to bleeding and poison. Wow, what an ability. Lost units killed by this hero will not reanimate. Nice. That can be really good on certain maps. Of course, there's a curse on it. Rain skills, 8 damage. Okay. So this is really good on Lady Dindrain on maps where there's lots of the Lost. And then... interesting. Armor breaking, loyalty. Okay, not bad. Not bad. That might be better than what Balin has, actually. I have something similar, but that's really good. Medium armor with 57 HP. Okay, well, that first part doesn't mean anything for him. Stats are okay. Half a level worth of XP, and then another Tome of Regret. Okay. Victory is victory, even if it opens up an entire world of new troubles. King Arthur's last fragment is no more, but the true battle for Avalon has just begun as Balor, the ancient Fomerian god, is returning from the void. As the king and defender of Avalon, I alone stand between him and victory. The story of Sir Mordred and King Arthur is over for now, but new missions are awaiting you in the endgame. Defeating Balor will be the final challenge of the game, but beware, you need your stronger knights and equipment to succeed. Okay. Interesting. So let's see what happens. 3 new side missions opened up, of course. I had none, so now there's 3 more, but... okay, so... I'm not going to look at those right now. What I'm going to do is just give some overall thoughts, some concluding thoughts for the game. And let's see if the stream can stay on task for me, please. Thank you. Okay. So, I thought about writing like a little script or some notes for myself and whatnot, but I'm just gonna talk about some of the highlights, right? I did make a video when I was about 30 hours in, which was about halfway. I was through Act 2. Now I have another 34, 35 hours, so it took me a while to finish. So, really fun, very engaging, tactical strategy game. It's dark fantasy, RPG, so it's got some of those elements too. I'd say one of the biggest pros that made me want to do every single mission as I did them was this right here, the loot, right? You can see how much, a lot of stuff I just didn't sell. I just kept, I hoarded a lot of stuff, right? I could probably sell it and use it for things. I didn't really find anything I really needed to, right? But kind of reminds me of like an ARPG of sorts when you can find so much great stuff and you just really don't know what you were going to get, right? So the loot was really exciting and fun to drop. It was really fun having to make choices for your characters using certain essences, using their skill sets, of course, as we saw earlier. Where are we? There are tomes where you can reset. There's also, you can go to the training grounds and reset after a mission. Of course, it costs more when you're higher level, but nonetheless, very exciting to choose, right, each character. So I'll just look at Mordred, who's a defender. We also have Galahad, who's also a defender. And I have Sir Percival, for example. All 3 of these, right? They have certain skills that overlap, right? But lots that don't, right? So these 2 have a flaming strike, for example, and Mordred had a regular strike, right? And so there's enough uniqueness between characters where you actually can decide who you want to use more than others. And I really like that about the game. You definitely can't get every skill in the game. You do have to be selective, and I do like that. Some people prefer games where if you just grind it out, you can get everything, and there are games where that makes sense. This is not one of those games. I prefer to have to make choice and have different builds, and I do like that. I think it's exciting. I think it's engaging, and so that's something that I enjoy. And it's not too difficult to respec if you want to. I'll say I didn't find... I felt like I was able to do it when I wanted to. I was able to experiment enough and do it when I wanted to, so I don't think that that takes away from the game in any way, shape, or form. There's different traits, things to think about. Sometimes they're negatives. You do have to look out for those things, you know. There's a lot of depth and customization in this game. Lots and lots. You know, it's funny, I just remembered I just forgot to do something. I forgot to activate this. There's core titles which give loyalty. Why do you want loyalty? Well, loyalty will make your characters, if they're more loyal to you, they'll do more damage, right? And if they're not, they'll do less. They'll gain, you know, movement abilities. There's a lot of incentive to want to do that, right? And, you know, core titles are one way to do that. Decrees, you can use them. They're, I feel, pretty balanced, you know. Maybe this is a little bit too much. I'd say maybe this could have been 1,000 gold instead, but maybe it would have not been a fair exchange. I'm not sure. I never felt like gold was an issue. I had lots of stuff I could sell. I did like this decree and this one. There's lots of others that I didn't get access to. Different laws that I had access to, but I felt like some were just much better than others. Let's go take a look at the morality chart. This is one of the things I like about the game, but I do have some criticisms, but I'll start with the things that I liked, okay? So you can see here is this is your either a rightful or a tyrant, right? I chose to be rightful. That's typically how I play my games, you know. I could see why it would be maybe exciting for some people to be tyrant. Maybe if I played the game again, I'm pretty sure I probably will. I would consider doing a tyrant, but I'm not so sure. I might be rightful. I was Christian versus Old Faith. Maybe I'd choose Old Faith next time. What's nice is that you get access to different, you know, different characters, different heroes, different laws, right? Look, learn 50% faster on the training ground. Like, wow, that sounds amazing, you know? Double the XP from events, that's ridiculous, you know? More gold. So there's definitely, wow, physical, right? There's definitely some pretty good choices you can make, and it makes a big difference. I really wanted to unlock Sir Lancelot, from a character from the Arthurian legend, and I did, and he was pretty good. I used him a lot, you know. So I think this is it. My criticism of this is that unfortunately the game steers you in one direction or the other for both of these, really, because I feel like I'm punished if I don't pick one obvious route in each direction. Like if I stayed neutral, for example, there really isn't any benefit to staying neutral. So if I wanted to be neutral, if I didn't want to be Christian, or if I didn't want to be Old Faith, I'm really just missing out on buffs and things that are pretty meaningful. Like you saw here, like I can unlock, you know, characters like Morgana Le Fay, which spoiler, I ended up killing her. I mean, different loyalties, gold. I mean, so that I really don't like. Okay, the Red Knight was pretty cool, so I might have to try that next time. I might have to be a tyrant. But, so, if that makes sense, it's punishing to me. And I don't really like that very much. I think they should have some options for being neutral. You know, I imagine this would have to change a bit. It'd have to be like a 3D model instead of just this flat 2D, right? So I think that could be enhanced and make it even better. I'm probably maybe being a little, I don't know if I want to say I'm being a little picky, but because, again, I feel like if they went to this much trouble here, they could have added that additional piece and that scope, you know, and even spread out some of these things, because that's a little bit unfair. I felt like towards the end, I was simply picking the rightful and Christian choices, whether they made sense or I agree with them or not, just because I wanted to unlock certain things. So that, in my opinion, I feel took away from my decision making, because it became less impactful, right, as the game went on, to me. Like, there's certain things that I would have rather remained neutral on, like it would have made more sense for me as a ruler to not do a certain thing, but I would miss out on gold or resources, or just increasing this further so I could get these unlocks, right? So I'm not exactly sure I have a great suggestion for fixing that, but I feel like at the very least, neutral decisions should have some rewards. So, and most of the time they didn't. I think maybe there was a time or two they did. I can't attest that. I can't remember. But for the most part, they didn't. And I think that was really obvious. Okay, so, but the concept of this allows for a lot of replayability, and I do really like that about the game. I think this game has tremendous replayability if you like this sort of thing. You like this kind of XCOM, Divinity-ish type combat. If I were to compare it to XCOM and Divinity, for XCOM I'd say XCOM is very straightforward in that you deploy units and you're on a map and you go straight to the combat, right? For the most part, right? There isn't really any of that RPG element. There's a lot more of that in this game. And I do appreciate that. You can walk around, you can even zoom in a bit and kind of walk more at level with Mordred and the other characters. And I do really appreciate that about the game. You know, I really do. If I were to compare it with Divinity, on the other hand, Divinity definitely has more going on. In this case, I'm going to compare it to Original Sin 2. That's the most recent game that they have. That's fully complete. Not Baldur's Gate 3. We're not going to compare that. I haven't played that quite enough. But in Divinity Original Sin 2, there's more you can do in the battles. Like, you have the environment that you can use to your advantage. And it's one of the reasons I just really, really, truly love and appreciate that game. I love the vision that Larian had. And while this doesn't have quite that level of depth in combat, I did find myself really enjoying the combat and wanting to do it again and again. And sometimes when I'd get combos off, like I'd get a string of kills, it was super, super reinforcing and exciting. So I did really like that about it. As you can see here in Camelot, let's talk about that a little bit. We've got the round table where you can unlock a maximum of 6 more hero slots. I believe we start with 6, so 1, 2, 4, 6, so 12. If you get more characters, they do go to here to be aspirants. It's one of my criticisms, actually. What I really don't like is if a hero is here, I don't think I can move a hero here. See, I can't move a hero here, and if a hero's here, I can't move and switch them. So what I ended up having to do was dismiss several characters permanently without any way of getting them back in order to just use new ones that I got. And the problem with that is oftentimes I didn't feel like I had enough time to like try out a character long enough when I got new ones to decide whether I wanted to use them or not. So, you know, I feel like this should have been expanded and that you should have been able to swap characters in and out without having to dismiss them. I feel that's silly and stupid, to be frank. And it really took away from my experience. I think that was only negative. There was nothing positive to be had here. There was no reason to force me into a choice at that point. I should be able to just swap these characters here. They joined Camelot. They're hanging out here and I'm not using them actively. They're not leveling. There's enough choice to have to move them here and then move them to the training grounds. Maybe if they really wanted to make it more of a decision making, maybe they could have a cooldown on, you know, if I move a hero here and one here, that you can't just move them back until after like a mission or something. I mean, I think they could have been a little more creative with that. I really didn't like having to dismiss heroes that I wanted to try out more, and I didn't feel like I could because I had all these other heroes coming in, and that's definitely a criticism I didn't like about the game. As you can see here in each of the different structures, we have different things we can upgrade that cost money and resources. You definitely can't get all of them. I mean, at least not during my initial playthrough. You probably can if you finish the entirety of the game and you keep grinding and playing the post game. You may be able to. It's enough to where I felt like I could just decide what things I wanted to focus on. For example, I unlocked everything on the training grounds here for XP, skills, HP, right? So I spent a lot in there. As you can see here, I did play the game. It has 4 difficulties. I didn't play roguelite, although I probably could have. Next time, I probably will. I believe they added the 4 difficulty slots for roguelike as well, so it doesn't have to be just hard. So there's like easy, medium, hard, and like really hard. I don't remember all the names for them, but because it's been a while since I started, I went on just the medium route, the normal difficulty, just to try it out. I wanted to see. I feel like I probably could have done the hard mode since I'm a pretty experienced tactical strategy player, and that's probably what I would do next time. I would probably do roguelike just to make it more, make my decisions. And I will admit, I reloaded one time when I lost a character. I lost Lancelot, and I did reload one time. I was pretty annoyed about it because, to be honest, I was playing, but I got a phone call, and I was distracted, and so I was pretty annoyed about it. So that was pretty late in the game. I think I was like level 18 with Lancelot or something. Otherwise, there was probably only a few different times throughout the game where I had heroes that were in danger of dying, where I was a little bit nervous about them. Like, they lost their HP, their vitality got damaged a bit, they got some injuries. But overall, it was relatively easy. And to be honest, the funny thing is, I could have just let Lancelot die, because you do get one... Where is it? You get one Tome of Resurrection in the game. You do get one, and I never ended up using it. So you do get one in the main campaign. So I probably could have just finished it and resurrected him if I wanted to. But as you can see, on the normal difficulty, again, pretty experienced strategy player. I didn't lose anybody, so except for that one reload. So I would have lost one, but then I would have resurrected him. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I think it's really cool that you can put different characters in each of these spots to get bonuses, right? So training cost is reduced. There's a lot of depth in this game. There's a lot of choice. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of enjoyment to be had. And I really do appreciate that about the game. And I want to say I did back this game through Kickstarter, and I paid, the full price for the game. I watched this development. There were some hiccups, with the development cycle and the team, with their communication. But overall, I can really appreciate and respect the time and energy they put into this game, the replayability. I think for now, I'm probably going to take a break from the game. I know that there's the post game. I think I've had my fill for the time being. I'm going to probably play other games that I've been shelving and waiting to play. So, but very, very enjoyable, very exciting. You get a lot of content for what you pay for. I think if you saw this game on sale and you like strategy and you might like this universe, then this is definitely a worthy pickup for sure. I paid full price and I felt like I got my money's worth. Some people like to wait for deals, and I can understand that. I do the same thing at times. But nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. I will almost definitely play it again. And it was very exciting and very fun. It could use some tweaks, a little bit of balancing, I think. Later in the game, you definitely get quite a bit stronger, but there was some... I will say one more thing. There were some little unusual difficulty spikes at times. I felt like there were certain missions, once I got to level 7, 8, 9, and 10, it was getting pretty easy. And then there was just these random side missions that were just absurdly difficult, And I know I said one more thing, but speaking of side missions, you definitely have to do the side missions. They are not optional. And when I say that, it's for two reasons. One, you get lots of loot, you get lots of items, lots of gear, and you get lots of experience. And as you saw, I did every side mission available to me in this playthrough, in the game, with my rightful and my Christianity choices. I did every side mission of the game. And I was just the right level for the final mission under the recommendation. Now, that doesn't mean that you couldn't do it if I was a little lower, but I can tell you that even being a level below, it puts you at a pretty big disadvantage. So, because of that, I think that the level scaling could be toned down a little bit, in that they could make it so that the side missions really are in fact optional. I don't know if that was their intention. If it wasn't their intention, I don't know why they made them side missions then, and why didn't they just incorporate them all into the main story? Because for me, side missions should be optional. They shouldn't be a requirement. And I felt that I had to do them. Now, granted, I will say, I wanted to do them. I did every single one because I wanted to. I enjoyed my playthrough. I wanted to go. I wanted to kill more. I really liked my strategies. I liked trying out new ones. It was a lot of fun. So I didn't 100% this game, right? I didn't get everything. Obviously, you can't 100% this game in one playthrough, and that's probably pisses a lot of people off, those completionists. For me, it doesn't bother me that much, but when I have content that I'm enjoying, that's the thing I'm going to do, and that's what I did. So I would have done them all regardless, but I think I could have been rewarded a little bit more and been a little bit OP. I'd say just a tad OP, because I did all of that. But instead, I was kind of right on point. I mean, I was a bit OP, right? I killed that dragon pretty easily. But I'm saying I felt like I could have been higher level. I would have felt like godly, you know? And I think that would have been cool. So I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, the soul merchant got added post-game. I believe there's missions that take you all the way to level high 20s. I think like 28, I believe. So there's definitely still more to be had in the game. And I will come back and play it again. And I think when I play it again, I think is when I'll probably do the post-game and the DLC. I think that'll be the appropriate time for me to do it. So, you know, I know this video is getting kind of long, so I should probably stop now. If you're watch this video through, I would appreciate a like. Consider subscribing. I'd love some feedback. You know, if you tried this game, let me know what you think. And you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. You know, and I'll be back more soon with